When I was 16, my whole world was turned upside down. I made one of the most horrific decisions in my life, and it cost me. I was charged with first-degree murder, armed robbery with a firearm, and sentenced to 2 natural life terms in prison without the possibility of parole. And I've served 31 years in prison. And my life has been a disaster.
What's up, y'all? This JD with Redeemed Kings. And you know what? I'm out here doing my thing. Yes, I am. Today, I want to talk about something, man, that's real dear and close to my heart. Really, everything that I talk about is real dear and close to my heart. But it's an invisible net around here that's catching everybody, man. And many and more people are finding themselves in unbelievable situations like prison. And prison isn't anything to play with. Once you're in there, everything stops. Everything stops. Now you get you ones that come to prison for 1 or 2 years, you know, and they might come back again a year later, and a year later after that, yeah, you get those. But man, in these day and times, with 85%, man, you gonna do almost 100% of your time. Prison ain't where it's at, man. And I'm talking about not for just the serious stuff, I'm talking about the petty stuff. But it's an invisible net out here. When I was 16, I couldn't see it. Only thing that I saw was the streets and everything that I could gain or get from it. But it was a net that was catching all my homeboys. But I didn't pay attention to it until it caught me. Until it caught me, and I was sentenced to 2 natural life sentences. Yeah. And I got on that travel bus going to them ruthless camps. Yeah. I didn't really understand it until my eyes was open to this net that's catching everybody out here, man. Those of us that's out here in society right now that's free, you need to be careful. How you going about your day? Stand on your square. Pay attention to the decisions that you make every day. You know, because, you know, I'm out here right now and I'm looking around and I see a lot of people that's slipping because they're distracted. They don't see what's coming or that's coming for them. They don't see, you know, the totality of the small decisions that you make that you don't think that's just going to grow into monsters on you. See, I had a lot of that when I was in the Tang gang, and I seen a lot of it as well. I seen, you know, a dude bump a dude coming past each other in the hallway. And wasn't nothing said. Everything was cool. He went his way, and the other dude went his way. You know, but, you know, even though you couldn't see nothing on the outside, that didn't mean that nothing was vacant on the inside. Because that's where it started at, right here. Yeah, even in prison. Next thing you know, a week later, man, it's starting to build up. It's starting to build up. You feel me? You got this dude watching over a card game trying to tell another dude how to deal his cards. You know, we at Cross City right here in Edom. And you feel me? So this dude like, man, you know what? You know, man, man, you don't know how to play those spades. Other dude catch feelings about it. And he say something, next thing you know, it's a waller. Next thing you know, them same 2 dudes that bump, that everybody wasn't paying attention to, was trying to kill each other. We got to pay attention to the details of our lives, man. The people that we associate with, that we get down with every day, that we call friends sometimes. Because I only got 3 friends in my entire life. Yeah, I do. I got 3 of them, man. And I got a lot of associates. I got a lot of connections with a lot of good dudes. See, in prison, you know, you got a lot of good dudes. You got a lot of evil dudes. And then out of your pick of the litter, in my case, you got gems, man, that you know that's gonna be your cats. It's gonna be my brother for life. I got those in my life, and you know, in the future, you know, them boys get out of prison too. They overcome a life sentence. This is Redeem Kings, man. We ain't playing around. And I'm gonna show y'all how to redeem the time. Keep it out here. Yeah, I'm gonna take them principles, not all of them now, but a lot of them discipline principles and apply it out here. Why shouldn't I? They got it for free and now I'm out here. I can do it for myself, but you know what? I gotta also do it for y'all too. You know, cause there's a lot of dudes out here that have been to prison before that don't think they can make it. But don't think that they can come out here after being in prison, stabbing whatever you was stabbing, or fight whatever you was fighting, involved with it, whatever. Even if you was on drugs enough. You know, as long as you got life, you got a second chance, player. Yeah, you do. You got that. You know, that's the energy that I want to bring to y'all because it's what I got myself. You know, and I choose to put on this. When I was in prison, man, to keep my mind right in the midst of all the mischief, all these crazy, depressive spirits. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, one time I slipped up though. Big time. Everybody know what K2 is? Yeah, I had my time with it too. I ain't gonna lie, in the chain gang. Yeah, Mr. Goody too, Shoes, JD. They got it all figured out and together. You know, I let this white boy, and this white boy with me, we was cool. We was cool, man. He was like, man, Jay, he said, man, come hit this. And I'm like, man, what that is? I don't hit anything, man. Plus, you a white boy, and I know y'all get white boy wasted. So I'm not trying to go there. And he was like, no, it ain't that type of high. He said, man, it's a weed high. He said, but you won't have to go to jail for it. So I'm like, I ain't got to go to jail. So this ain't no 6180. I ain't got to worry about that. He like, no. He said, man, this is straight weed high, man, and you ain't going to go, they can come piss test you right now. And you ain't going to jail for this. Now, this was the beginning of K2 at Cross City. Man, so I seen this little stuff. It wasn't like no regular weed. It was like yellow, black, red, all these different kind of colors. So I'm like, man, I don't know about this here. Because I ain't no duck. I stopped being a duck a long time ago. But when I was in prison, you know, sometimes, man, these depressive spirits would get on me. And then I'd fall weak. I'd chase what I used to know. And I used to go get high sometimes. But boy, look at here. This was the last time that I got high. Because when I smoked out of this dude's pipe, this K2, you know, normal weed to creep up on you sometimes. This junk was immediately. I ain't know where I was at. I was like, man, what the heck is going on? Where am I? You feel me? Then I looked at this dude and I said, man, what the heck did you just give me? Man, it's straight, Devin. It's going to be real fast. Man, I feel like that was probably the worst hour of my life. Because it was all a mental battle. I'm sitting on the bunk listening to music all the while in my mind. My heart telling me, hey, I'm finna bust. I'm like, hold on. Did I just hear that? And they said, yeah, you just heard this. Your heart is finna bust. So I jumped down out the bunk and I'm looking in the mirror at myself. And I'm talking to myself. I'm like, your heart ain't finna bust. You good. Just ride this out. You got a few minutes, jump gonna die down. And then the stuff started getting higher and higher. I couldn't believe it. And I was like, oh God, Jesus, forgive me for my sin. Yeah, everybody call on God when things get crazy. And I called on God that day. I told the Lord, if you would deliver me from this, everybody know the master. I'd never do it again. And I stayed true to my word on that. I'd never smoked no more K2. That just had me so high, I thought I was about to die. See, it's different things in our lives that pressure us into making mistakes that we don't want to make. And there's a lot of people in prison that fall to the wayside by making these simple mistakes that they don't think that cost greatly. Probably not right now, but in the future it will. Absolutely. Absolutely. I had a homeboy, man, and my homeboy was smooth, man. This dude here he was ridiculously smooth. I mean, he was a young dude, man. This dude could act, he could sing, he could do all these beautiful things, man. You know, and me and my dog, we fell up in the spot one time and we had a situation going on. My dog had it caught. You know what I'm saying? He had to caught him a baby. And at times, me and him, we looked out for each other. You know what I'm saying? And my dog fell head over heels for the girl that he caught. He fell head over heels for her. Now this girl, she got kids. She going home every day. You know what I'm saying? She got a family to feed. And sometimes for us in prison, we don't understand, you know what I'm saying, what's going on the flip side of the coin sometimes. Because we ain't out there. We just trying to survive. But my dog gave this girl everything. When I mean everything, he gave her his time, his attention, right in the chain gang. You know, because time is important enough. You know what I'm saying? When somebody start paying attention to you, you take it personal. You get a type of intimacy from it, right? So check this out. An old, fat, ugly cat started working what we was working at. But this ugly cat had money. You hear me? This dude was doing this thing. My dog ain't have money like that. He was hustling around the pound. You know what I'm saying? He was doing good for himself, though. He was doing real good for himself. This other dude, he had money. You know what I'm saying? This was a lesson for me and my partner. Now, even though the girl chose my dog with her heart, she was about it, no doubt. Everything that she was doing for him and her, yeah, she was about this kid, right? But at the end of the day, the girl trying to get her nails done, hair done, you know, she trying to feed them kids, pay them bills, that money talks. And man, my dog and this dude got close. And I told my partner, I said, listen, man, don't let this dude into your game room now. Don't let him into your business. You know what I'm saying? Because me and my dog had business going on at the same time. And the dog was like, yeah, I ain't. But they got tight. They got tight. Behind my partner back, this dude presented his case. You know, it's going to be relationships out on the streets or even in prison that's going to have this drama. These arguments, it's debates. And sometime a war will come. And people got a chance to shoot their shot. Dude shot a shot. And it was true. Because he told that girl, he said, listen, he said, how much your bills are? You need your hair done? My dog couldn't compete with that. He lost out. He lost out. And one of the biggest reasons why he lost out is because he wasn't paying attention to the details. And you know what? I'm not judging my partner by no means, because I done failed too many times by the same things, people. Yeah. But it's a lesson that we all can learn, because we trying to redeem ourselves on Redeem Kings. Man, you know what? I'm loving being free. It's nothing like this here. It's nothing like being able to get in your car and go wherever you want to go. It's nothing like seeing a restaurant on the side of the road and saying, I want that food good, and going there and get you something to eat. It's nothing like that. That's what I gave up. That's the trap in the net that's catching all of our young brothers today, man. And I'm talking about in all races. We gotta open up our eyes and see what's going on. Man, it's time to rise in this situation, y'all. It's time to pay our dues. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, if we don't change, nothing ain't gonna change. When I was in the chain gang, I had to change for things in my life to start changing. I had to consciously pay attention to the things that I was saying and doing, because you get what you say. Keep talking about it and watch it happen. Open up your eyes, man, to see what's going on. Let me tell you something, y'all. I'm gonna tell you one little secret that I ain't told y'all yet. You know, the reason why I wanted to start Redeem Kings and the name it Redeem Kings, because I've been redeemed. I've been redeemed, y'all, from 2 natural life sentences without the possibility of parole. I was time barred from filing anything in the court. And I did 30 straight calendar years in prison. Not many people come back from that. Absolutely. So you're looking at a miracle. Things can happen in your life if you pay attention to what you got going on. Because I ain't pay attention to what I had going on, and guess what? I'm here, but now I'm paying attention. Yeah, I'm understanding that life is what I choose, baby. You know what I'm saying? But it's some rules that I gotta abide by. Some rules in this life, just like it's rules in prison that you gotta abide by. Check this out. At Cross City, in the dungeons, we ain't got no doors. We got sliding doors. But when them correction officers slide them doors open, they open until they decide to close them. So what do we do for privacy? We hang nets on the wall. We hang blankets. We hang sheets, because we don't want nobody walking by our room, looking at us use the restroom, talk to our old ladies. Man, I might got all kinds of stuff in myself that I don't want you to see. But you get these dudes, man, that can't mind their business, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, they walked up and down the hallway and they be like this here. And some of them do it unconsciously, not paying attention to the details. One dude walked down the hall, looked in the dude's cell, and then came back down the hall to go back to his cell and looked in the dude's cell again. But this time, the dude snatched him in there. When the dude snatched him in there, man, listen, he beat that boy. You hear me? When I tell you he beat that boy, he beat that boy. That's why when I was in prison, I kept my eyes on the road. I don't want to know what the late. Now I kept my peripheral online, because you got to see what's coming from your peripheral, what you can't see. But other than that, I kept it moving, player. Yes, sir. I wasn't looking at nobody's room because I ain't want to see something that I couldn't unsee. Because I done seen a lot of that in the chain gang, and I ain't gonna even talk about that. I ain't gonna even talk about that. What I done seen, yeah, I'm gonna talk about a little bit of it. Because people need to know what they info by choosing to make the wrong decisions. When you can make the right ones every day. You can make the right ones every day. See, when you know what you're going to get from the decisions that you make, then you will be amped up to make the right ones every time you can. Like me, I'm looking at the seeds that I'm planting, man. Yeah. And I want to plant some seeds in y'all life too. Seeds of positivity, seeds of being a king in your life, being a redeemed soldier. Absolutely, a redeemed soldier. Because I am a soldier of the king. I am. But you can too, if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. But I want to show y'all, man, that hey, you know what I'm saying? Lifestyle out here, lifestyle in there. But the only thing different is that things are starting to cost. Just like they cost to get into prison, they're going to keep costing while you in prison. People ain't in there just having a good time. They losing their lives. But the worst thing that's happening to a lot of our brothers and our sisters that's in women prisons is that they losing their mind. That's why I consider my situation a miracle. Not because I'm free, and that got a lot to do with it, because I didn't lose my mind. I stayed in the game. I didn't give up the fight. I kept the faith. Absolutely. I walked the green mile and survived, baby. And I'm here to tell y'all the story about redemption and how it can happen to you. Listen, stay true to the code, man. Don't let nobody fold or make you because you your own individual. Be true to who you are and represent the truth. And that's all we got. Redeemed Kings out, baby!